What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm down at Benson Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram. We get to take a look at the 2022 Grand Wagoneer Series 3. So huge shout out to them for providing this SUV for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. All that info is down in the description. The Grand Wagoneer that you see behind me is finished off in black diamond crystal pearl, and it has a base price starting just over $104,000. We're gonna start off today's review with what powers the all-new Grand Wagoneer. So this features the 6.4 liter V8 engine paired with the 8-speed automatic transmission. It pumps out 471 horsepower and 455 pound-feet of torque. It does have the full-time four-wheel drive system, weighs in right around 6,400 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 around 6 seconds, and it has a fuel capacity of 26.5 gallons. You can expect to see around 13 miles per gallon in the city and 18 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 123 inches. Its overall length is 215. It has a width of 84, a height of 76 inches, and depending on the adaptive suspension, its ground clearance can range from 8.4 inches up to a maximum 11.3 inches. As we work our way to the exterior now for this all-new Grand Wagoneer, I want to start off with the coolest Easter egg, and that is located just above the forward-facing camera. It's very hard for my camera to focus on this, but it says America spelled out right there. So if you see one of these in person, definitely check that out. As far as the rest of the front end goes, let's move our way to these LED headlights. This does have LED DRLs and LED turn signals. That strip is the upper section of the housing, where you can see this has a really nice sleek design, finished off with brushed aluminum surrounding it. And you can see that works its way to the grille, where there's also chrome. It's right on the insides here. You can see there's plenty of cutouts to provide cooling to the engine, along with Wagoneer spelled out. And you can see the brushed gold surrounding all of that. Just gives it a really clean look. In the lower section of the bumper, you can see more cutouts as well as the parking sensors. There's a forward-facing sensor right in the middle, and this does have LED fog lights. You can see the triple beam design that they have on both sides, and you'll see there's more in the middle section of the bumper too, just to blend it in nicely. This also has a lower air dam just to help better improve with aerodynamics, and there's some really clean lines coming down the hood. You can also see more of that mesh pattern right in the middle. And working our way to the side now, let's start off with these 22 by 9 inch wheels. Have a really nice multi-spoke design to them, along with a two-tone finish. You'll notice too that this model has the body colored side mirrors along with more of the brushed aluminum, and that brushed aluminum makes its way surrounding the window trim. These mirrors also have the integrated camera. I'll show that system later on in today's video. And then up on the roof, you can see the full moonroof as well as the roof racks. On the side badging for Grand Wagoneer, you can see the American flag along with more of that brushed gold. There's also more brush trim in the lower section. Really nice lines running down the side profile. Definitely gives it a proportional look for the size of this. You can also see the fender flares, which have a really nice design both front and rear. And then in the back of the Grand Wagoneer, you can see surrounding the window is more of that brushed aluminum. You can see Grand Wagoneer. This does have a backup camera along with all the parking sensors down below. It also has sequential LED turn signals, which have a very nice design. You can see more of that brushed aluminum surrounding the housing, just like up front. And it goes right through the power liftgate. And then when this is equipped with the towing package, it can tow almost 10,000 pounds, which is a very, very healthy number. But with the exterior out of the way, let's go ahead and jump to the interior. This is the key fob for the Grand Wagoneer. You can see unlock, lock, we have remote start. You can also open up the power liftgate and lower the vehicle too. So if you double tap on this button, if you have the vehicle in its highest ride height, this will help lower the front end to make it much easier to enter and exit. As you can see right now, it is currently going all the way down. And then with the truck locked, I'll double tap that and you will hear this come to life. Really nice option to have. If you do need to shut the truck off for whatever reason, just double tap on that button again. And now with it locked and the key in my pocket, I'm just gonna place my hand on the door handle. You'll see the power side steps will automatically deploy. So that just helps with getting in and out, of course. They have a really nice design to them too. And then working our way to this beautiful leather interior, you can see we have a few different trims. We have the wood trim along with brushed aluminum, all of the tan leather and stitching. There's even more brushed aluminum on the release handle. We have all of the seating adjustments as well as your lumbar control and your memory seat adjustments. All of the window controls, lock and unlock, and your side mirror adjustments are just behind that. This also does have the Macintosh 19 speaker audio sound system, and you'll see there's plenty of storage space down in the lower section of the door. As we work our way to the interior now, you can see Wagoneer down on the door sill, and then Grand Wagoneer is spelled out in piano black and more of that brush trim surrounding it. And then working our way to these seats, they have a very nice design. You can see this dark piping. We have the Series 3 badge right in the middle. These are heated and ventilated seats too, and you can see the really nice pattern running down them. Now we'll go ahead and move on to the interior for this Grand Wagoneer. You can see with the door opened up all the way, we have the side step and a grab handle up top finished off in leather. Makes it very easy to enter and exit. We have the grab handle there. As we look at the steering wheel now, it's completely covered in solid black leather with more of that tan stitching just to give it a really cool design. It does have a flat bottom design to it and no spokes in the bottom just to give it more of a unique look. But let's go ahead and start up this Grand Wagoneer. So with my foot on the brake, we have the engine start stop button over on the right side, and we can fire this up. And you'll see on this large digital gauge cluster, over on the left side is the tach and the engine temperature. On the right side is the miles per hour and the fuel gauge. And then right in the middle, we have a lot of information to go through using these buttons over on the left side of the steering wheel, where you'll also see Bluetooth and voice commands. But currently we are set on the night vision. So of course during the day it's going to look a little bit odd, but at nighttime it's definitely going to give you a lot more visibility. And if I use these buttons, we can scroll over to the main menu now, where you can look at your driving assistance. If I scroll over one more time, that will pull up the miles per hour, where you'll see the tach and the miles per hour over on the right side get larger as well. And if I hold on the OK button, you can actually change that to where the tach is now at the bottom, and you can go through all this information in a larger view. So if I scroll down, you can look at your tire pressure, look at some other vitals, pull all of these up so that way you can monitor them. I can scroll down to the trip information. You can also look at the navigation, so it gives you very good graphics front and center. We can look at the off-road, so you can monitor the all-wheel drive system, aerodynamics, the height of the vehicle, and other vitals like that. We can pull up the audio as well as any messages. You can also go into the screen setup. You can look at your heads-up display, go through all this information just depending on how you'd like to set it up. And then over on the right side of the steering wheel, we have all of the cruise and adaptive cruise control settings and all of that. You also have the gear limit here, so you can control the gear just depending on if you're towing, and you need to be able to do that. This also has steering wheel controls on the back side too. So we do have adjustments for volume and tuning for the radio. And then over on the left side, you can see the headlight and fog light adjustments along with some dimmer switches. We have some adjustments too for these pedals, so you can move those forwards and backwards just depending on your height. We have more of that wood trim. There's even Alcantara lining the entire headliner, gives it a really clean look. We have leather on the dash, the heads-up display, which is currently showing the miles per hour. Really nice design here. Right in the center, we have the 12-inch screen. A lot of information to go through on this system. Over on the left side and the right side, however, are these touch-sensitive buttons. We have the heated seat controls along with ventilated seats and the heated steering wheel. And then over on the passenger side, we have the same seat controls, and you can shut the screen on and off if you'd like to. And right in the middle, we have a lot more information to go through. So on the home screen here, you can see navigation along with media and phone. So you have all of that right in center. If I swipe over one, we have pitch and roll along with the suspension. So you can adjust that. I'll show that here soon. We also have media and comfort, so you can go through all of your climate controls. You have where you'd like the air to go along with fan speed. You can sync the dual zone 4 up front. We have navigation, so you can pull that up on this center screen along with your phone when that is paired. If we go into vehicle now, you can look at your surround camera. You also have the headrest, which you can fold down. You can deploy the side steps as needed. And we have the family cam, so that way you can monitor the third row. We have the second row here. You can see everyone that's in the back seats there without having to turn around. It's a very nice option to have, especially if you have this packed full of kids. And then we have the surround camera. Let's go ahead and show that. So right now you can see the top-down view on the left side. On the right side is the backup camera. And we have a few different angles. You can see that in full screen. You can also see another angle here with the guidelines. And then if I go back, now we can go to the forward-facing camera, and we have 2 different angles for that. So it's really nice, especially with a large vehicle like this. You have plenty of visibility. And then the last one down below is apps. So you can go through all of this just depending on what you're using. Over on the left side is a physical button for power and volume, and we have tuning over on the right side. And then below that, you'll see all these toggle switches here. We have the fan speed right in the center, along with a few other controls where you'd like the air to go. And then the temperature is on the far ends on both sides. You can see that pop up on the screen as well. And then just below that, you'll see another digital screen. You can go through a lot of information for these seats. We have lumbar and bolster support that you can adjust. You can also go to front here, look at your climate controls again. If we go over to massage, you have a lot of different options for both your driver and your passenger. Just going through all of these to make it much more comfortable. You can go to the rear climate, so if I turn that on, we have all those adjustments as you would expect. And then you can also shut this screen off too if you'd like to. So it's really nice to have that digital layout. And then working our way below that, you'll see we have this button here. If I push on that, that will actually open up that screen where you have a wireless charging pad down below, along with all of these auxiliaries where you can charge and hide items. Very neat to see that. We have a coin holder in the front section there. If I push on that again, that is very, very cool to see. I did not expect to see that. We have the auto hold assist along with your lane keeping assist and traction control. And then this does have parallel parking. If you push on this button here, it will start searching for a spot, making it much easier with the size of this vehicle. It will guide you the rest of the way, which is great to see. We also have the parking sensors along with the tow haul mode. And the last button, if I push on this one here, will actually turn on the passenger screen, which we'll get to here soon. And then right in the middle, we have the gear selector. So with my foot on the brake, if I just twist this once for reverse, you'll see the backup camera appear as I already showed. We can go all the way over into drive and then back to park. On the left side of that, we have the different driving modes. So you can see rock, sand and mud, snow, auto, and sport. We have the four-wheel drive low just behind that. Over on the right side is how you can adjust the suspension, so you don't have to necessarily be in a driving mode. You can use this to go all the way up or all the way down. There's also a downhill assist control on the right side. You'll see there's two cup holders in the middle along with a storage slot. You could place your phone or the key fob, and you can hide that. Where you'll see more of this wood trim and leather on both sides. Just gives it a great look. Right in the middle of the center armrest, I can open this up where you'll see a USB and a USB-C and a little bit of storage space if you need to use it. We have an armrest on both sides. And then as I open this up, you'll see there's a very large compartment. This is a fridge. So you have the button there where you can do different temperatures. You can place in water bottles, any items like that. So definitely keeping them chill while you're out on the road. And then as we make our way to the passenger side now, I'm going to start at the bottom with the glove box. So we have plenty of room for all of that information. You can see Grand Wagoneer spelled out in this wood trim, just giving it a really nice look. And then for the Grand Wagoneer, we have a passenger screen here, which is really neat. So you can go into audio, video, and HDMI, which is really cool to be able to adjust. You have any notifications that will pop up. And you can also go into the controls. So you can go into your system, go into the wireless headphones. Basically, your passenger can adjust all of this for your backseat passengers so the driver doesn't have to look at any of this information. You can look at the navigation, which can be helpful as the passenger, so you can monitor that. You have any devices there. You can also look at the camera, different apps that you want to put into. We have the family camera, so if you don't want to turn around, you can look at that on this screen. So this is definitely a very cool system for your passenger to have. We'll take one last look at this interior. Very nice seats. And as I mentioned earlier, this does have a full moonroof. So we have those controls up in the center, and you can see that goes all the way back to the backseat passengers. However, it does split for your third row, so they even get one as well. And you can also open up the sunroof from here. We have the dome lights, as well as being able to open up the power liftgate. We have the sunshade and tilt, of course. And then right in the front, we do have a sunglass holder, as well as the wide angle lens. So you can use this to see all the way into the back seats as well. As we work our way to the second row seating now, you can see the door panels finish off just like up front. However, we do have this manual adjusting sunshade. So if you'd like to use that, you can. We have the side step and another grab handle, so you can easily gain access to the back area. Where you'll see with the front seat set at my height, which is about 5'10", I have plenty of room for my legs and my knees. And we can also adjust these seats. So we can move them forward, move them back, just to give you a little bit more versatility. You can see there's storage pockets behind both front seats. And I have plenty of room for my head. I have around 2 or 3 inches. These seats also recline. So we have that button on this side here where you can relax, hang out. You have the adjustable headrest here just to make you a little bit more comfortable. And then right in the center, we do have the same armrest as you saw up front. So we can open this up. You can see a little bit of storage space. And then if I open this up, we have a lot of room for any items that your backseat passengers need to put in there. You'll see there are 2 cup holders along with that same storage slot. And then right in the middle here, where you'll see we have another digital screen. You can go through all the climate controls, just like up front, of course, so your backseat passengers have access to that. You can shut this off. You can also shut the entire screen off. If you just push on it anywhere, it will come back to life. So it's really nice to have that right in the middle. And then working our way in front of that, you can see there are 2 air vents along with USB and USB-C ports. There's a 3-prong outlet along with a 12 volt, and you can see Grand Wagoneer spelled out right in the middle. So we definitely have a lot of creature comforts for your second row. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the third row. So with the option of being able to fold the seats forwards, you can use that bar, or you can just push on this button here. The seat will automatically move forwards. You can push it the rest of the way, giving you plenty of room. At 5'10", I have no complaints with being able to enter into the back seats. And if I grab on this and slide it all the way back, I have a lot of room for the third row. I'm very impressed. I have around 2 or 3 inches above my head. And with the seat position the way it is, I have plenty of room. So you can move that forwards and backwards again if needed. For the third row passengers, we have the manual shade for your sunroof there. Over on the passenger side, you can see a cup holder along with a little bit of storage and some USB and USB-Cs. Same thing with over on the driver's side. And these seats do recline. So you can recline these all the way back if you want a little bit more comfort and put them all the way back up if needed. This is a 7-seater. I think you have plenty of room for 3 people to be back here comfortably. Definitely a lot of space. You can see the large windows on both sides, so that way you have plenty of light even for your third row. And then if we just push on that button, we can easily get out. And last up, we'll take a look at the rear storage space. So if I just double tap the button on the key fob, you can see the power lift gate open up. You can use the button to the right side of the backup camera too if needed. And you can see with the third row up, there is plenty of space back here where you can put in all of your items and still have the vehicle packed full of people. Over on the left side, you can see a few hooks here, so you can put in some nets if you need to. And then over on this passenger side, we have the 12 volt, and we do have adjustability for these seats. So if you want to fold down the third row and you're already in the back, just push on these buttons here, and now you can see just how much more room you have. The headrest will automatically fold down, and you can place in whatever items that you'd like to in the back if needed. And then if you do need even more storage space, you can push on these buttons here and fold down the second row. Now they are manual for going back up. The third row is automatic, so you can push on these buttons. Definitely gives you a lot of room. And up underneath the floor, if I open this up, you'll see we have even more hidden storage space if you need to use it. So it's great to see that amount of room for the size of this vehicle. And also over on the left side, you can push on that button there and the power liftgate will automatically close. All right, so getting the 2022 Grand Wagoneer out on the road now. I recently drove the Wagoneer. I'll have that video down below if you'd like to see that. But being behind the wheel of the Grand Wagoneer, this is a very ultra luxurious SUV. We have so many safety features and technology, as you've already seen in today's video. We have the Alcantara. The heads-up display has changed now. So earlier I was just showing the miles per hour. Now we have the speed limit sign as well as what road I'm on. So you can also see that in the navigation, of course. But this is just such a cool vehicle. Even going over the train tracks like that, this adaptive suspension handles very well. I could barely feel those, which is of course the design for the adaptive suspension. This gives you such a comfortable and smooth ride. It's very quiet too. There's really no road noise or wind noise. This is the ultimate daily driver. If you have a lot of kids, if you need this space, maybe you're towing as well, this is a perfect blend between a large truck and having all of this capabilities. So towing almost up to 10,000 pounds, and these brakes do a great job. Now let's give it a little bit of gas. It's still a new vehicle, but for weighing over 6,000 pounds, that was gentle on the throttle, and we're up to speed just like that. So I couldn't imagine if you really needed to punch it, this will definitely get up and move. But now talking about visibility, we do have these zoomed in mirrors on the corners of both of these mirrors, and it's really easy to see over your left and your right shoulder. This is a long vehicle, but I can see all the way back to that pillar in the back, and it's really not all that bulky either. Even with those headrests up, I can perfectly see around it and that side window there. And if I go to fold these headrests, now if I don't have any passengers there, I can easily see a little bit more. And so now switching over to the POV angle, you can get a feel for what it's like to be behind the wheel of this Grand Wagoneer. Really nice infotainment system there. We'll give it a little bit of gas. And this has just been in auto, not even in sport mode. And I'm not doing anything crazy on the throttle, but if I go down into sport mode now, and so now doing an acceleration in sport mode, You can definitely feel the throttle input is definitely better. Of course, that's what sport mode is for. So just depending on how you want to drive this, where you're going, we have the full-time four-wheel drive system. And by raising this vehicle all the way up into the off-road 2 setting, you can take this on some gravel roads if you need to get somewhere that's off the pavement and just give yourself a little bit more clearance. So that is awesome to see for this ultimate family vehicle. We'll take another look at this interior and a quick look at visibility from this angle here. And then over the left shoulder there, definitely the ultimate SUV. Very, very nice interior. This one is not fully loaded either, so you do have some more options that you can get. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for my walk around review and test drive, getting behind the wheel of the 2022 Grand Wagoneer Series 3. Once again, huge shout out to Benson, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram for providing this vehicle for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. All that info is down in the description. And if you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. And I'll see you in the next video.